Hello, friends!
AVCon 2025, are you ready?
AVCon 2025, we're your hosts, Ellie and Lockie, and you are here just in time for a Q&A with the cast of One for All by Deerstalker Productions. If you love D&D, if you love fantasy, if you love getting silly, please give it up for our wonderful cast and crew. Please welcome to the stage, One for All. There they are. And jump back from the stage as it might be. Excellent. Welcome. The awful ones, as it were. That's not me taking a dig. That's the name of their little party. And I say little, but as we see, there are quite a few of you today. Would we like to go through one by one? First of all, check that your mics are working.
Testing.
Let's all just make noise at the same time.
Test. Hello.
Little late on the harmonies, guys, but it's okay. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Pat. Excellent. Well, let's go one by one, and we'll start with Zach. Please introduce yourself. Who are you? What are you? And what are you doing One for All?
No one knows for sure. I'm Zach, or Zach Speaks Giant on the internet. I play Flint, question mark.
You don't know if you play him or not.
No. His last name kind of like flits around a little as to his whims. But it's been really fun. I'm probably the newest cast, except for Pat. Second newest cast. So still feel very new, but it's been very, very fun.
Amazing.
Hi, I'm Fall, and I play Nixie in One for All. Been there since the beginning with this crew, and I'm so excited with all of the additional faces that we've brought along as well. It's been an absolute blast to be part of this project. So that's me.
Hello, I'm Eva. I play Evandra, the half-elf fighter and disaster sword lesbian. Also OG. And yeah, super pumped to be here in Adelaide.
Woo! Hi, I'm Elliot. I'm the writer and director of One for All. Woo! I have nothing else to say. I'm going to pass it off to...
Hi there, I'm Pat. I play Illustrium. I see you, One fan. And super hyped to be here in Radelaide.
Hi, I'm Soylent, or Jen. I play Vlytherin on the show, and I'm also the head makeup artist. So whenever you see the crazy characters, that's
Yes. Please give it up for One for All. So excited to have them. Yeah. No, please stay. I also just want to check with our wonderful audience. Can you hear our lovely guests okay? Beautiful, because if you couldn't, a Q&A would be mainly just watching their lips move. I guess we should kick it off. You have had such a whirlwind of success doing One for All, from taking D&D to the internets. Who would have thunk? Do we have any specific highlights that have really kind of been benchmark moments for One for All, of now this is serious. Oh, now this is serious. Oh gosh, we should really do something with this. 3.
I think for me, the first point where I was just really super pumped for this was I started playing my first game when I was about 18 years old. And I think it was when I told my D&D party that I had auditioned and then gotten the role on the show. And they were already just psyched for me. And the fact that they were psyched for me made it just exciting to be part of. And then ever since then, it's just been more people are just getting excited about it as well. So I think it's always been an exciting project. It's just the fact that more people are recognizing it for what it is now. So yeah, I think that's it was always exciting for me. And now it's just more people are enjoying it. So that's the best part.
I think way back 5 years ago when we started. 6?
We started this in 2019.
Ooh, pre-Panini.
Good year. Nothing bad was about to happen.
But
it was so innocent then.
We did the first episode and it was so small. It was literally the cast of 4 of us Goldie and Elliot, I think a couple of other people, like less than 10 people in a room doing our first Tavern episode, and it was just sort of something we were trying. We didn't know if it would go anywhere, and then I think we hadn't shot the second episode yet before when the first one started blowing up.
It's been a long time since 2019, so
I think we had shot
memory's
the
a bit
second
hazy.
one,
Yeah.
but we hadn't released the second one.
But we really liked the first one. We thought, oh, this is kind of special. So then we preemptively shot the second one.
That's right. But just seeing it suddenly just exploded, and we were like, oh, this might be like a ongoing, long time thing. This might not be a one-off little moment. So that was just really exciting to see it explode like that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's definitely like, we did the first couple of seasons just with our own like pennies. Like we were struggling so hard to just like do literally anything. Like, everyone's working like for free. They're doing like, they go to their day job, and then like afterwards they come home. They stay up all night the night before, just finishing up their costume. And
Remember
Eva,
when I nearly took my thumb off?
Yeah. And just like, just seeing the reaction to it, so much to the point that like Screen Australia came in and like basically told us like, hey, like you're doing really good things here. Have you heard of funding opportunities?
Money is good.
Yes.
Money?
Yeah, so we just got to like do some really cool stuff from that point on, and it felt like it's a real show now, not just a bunch of nerds like running around in a park in cosplay. It's like a
In
proper,
fishnets.
Yeah.
It's been really cool to be able to then have a full production team now too, and to have people being able to be like masters of their own craft and bring that in. That's why we're so lucky with Soy as well, being such an incredible like hair and makeup artist to do all those crazy D&D characters, and like seeing you get to flex your skills is really cool too.
It's also really sick because the film industry in Australia is so small that the people that we like that work on this set, that we work with, like all of us do other things inside the film industry as well. Like we've got people who are working on like huge, like big budget productions as well, and so it becomes a little bit of like a hub for family, like working on other productions and then saying that I work on this, and people are like, oh my God, that's so cool that you work on this, YouTube series. I love D&D, and I've been inspired by it to actually start a game with my friends. And that's always super rewarding.
I do have a question about makeup specifically, so this will go to you, Soylent. You've had so many fantastic characters on the show. Obviously, we have tieflings, we have tritons, we have another thing that starts with T. I don't know, trying for alliteration, but that is it looks like a pretty full process from like woe to go. How long does that kind of take you, and what's the kind of process around pitching a character of like, oh, if it's got really big SFX, we might have to get Soylent to okay it.
Yeah, well, rarely do I pitch a character. Usually Elliot just throws an idea at me and then goes, can we do that? And then, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, but we could also push that even further if you wanted to. And he's always like, yes, within this budget, do whatever you want. But yeah, from most of the characters, it's pretty quick turnaround in terms of like, from the idea of, it's usually, obviously for the main characters, we'd go through a bit more of a process, like designing like Illustrium and Flint. Like Illustrium, can I say this? I'm going to say it. Illustrium was supposed to be a furbolg, but that didn't really work out, which is great actually, because it's a lot nicer, because Pat's an amazing, amazing actor, and the wigs are always a nightmare. Because they always make wigs really for little tiny heads. So we always have issues with that. So it's really great, actually, that it worked out that way. But everyone thinks he's an elf. He's a half furbolg, so there's some little lore for you guys. That's
You
what
heard
it
it here
is.
first. Write that down. Get on the wiki now.
He's a half furbolg. But yeah, usually it just goes through a process of, well, obviously we find out what the actor's going to be able to handle. When we had Kendall playing every single NPC, he was a legend. He literally would wear anything, do anything. I don't think there was a single thing we didn't try putting him in, and he loved every second of it. He never ever complained. So if it's Kendall, we would just like do literally to the nth degree. And then usually I'll try to source prosthetics if we're going to do prosthetics. And then it's always body paint. There's always some kind of body paint involved. And yeah, but it's also about working with costume to make sure that they work together, and also that costume's covering enough that we don't have to like fully paint someone. We don't really like to do a full body paint moment because that takes a really long time. Because we usually only have, I'd say the longest I've had in the morning one time is like 4 hours to do a makeup.
Mind you, we're also sometimes doing this in the middle of a park.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're in a studio and Jen's like, got lights and mirrors and like, power and like all that sort of stuff. She's doing this in the middle of a park where there are like joggers walking their dogs.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's incredible what she's able to put together.
Yeah, I usually have an
considering the
audience. The
circumstances.
dog walkers will all stop for a little bit and just have a little squares. Or the dog will come over and say hi. That happens a lot. We have a lot of dogs on set.
So it's always
All
fun
pedestrians.
walking to the toilet block and forgetting you're in costume.
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
walks past you like this.
Yeah. It was even worse when we were shooting in a graveyard and it had a church where a funeral was happening, and I'd painted people like cultists, and they went to the bathroom while in full cult robes and big like heavy metal makeup, like, "Hey guys, how's your funeral going?"
A little shameless plug, you can actually deep dive into some of the One For All makeup tomorrow morning at a panel for makeup where the Nixie makeup will be done live on stage, as well as Soylent as Vlytherin, so our 2 body paint characters happening live on stage.
Yeah, I think it's over there somewhere. It's panel 1 or 2. I can't remember which one. It's one of those 2. It'll be really obvious. I'll be blue.
Look for the blue person.
And I'll end up looking pink at the end, probably.
I have a question, actually. And now, Pat, you're one of the newest members of the group, to my understanding.
Baby.
That is correct.
Now,
He's
for
the one for all,
everyone's
baby.
reference, I didn't know Pat very well, except for his historical escapades on the internet, which I'm sure many of you knew. So
Historical escapades could be so bad.
of the
He's not
romantic
causing the
variety.
history, just so
Hopefully
it's
not. Recounting it, but rather moving into a role now that I guess has been made specifically for you, at least to my understanding. How has it been to fill those robes? And that furball.
It's actually, every time we have a panel, I love to tell the story of how I got this role. It was actually the second time that Deerstalker reached out to me, because the first time they reached out to me asking me to be, it was a talking tree. It was a talking tree. And I was going to be a talking tree.
He was supposed to be the talking tree.
The one that
The
gets
role
pissed
you were
off.
born to
when,
play.
our
The one that
druid
gets
Darker
urinated
Bond-
on.
They probably thought you
tree.
were wise and sturdy.
And at the time, for various reasons, I couldn't do it. But then then I sort of went, "Oh, you idiot! They'll never reach out to you again. I'll never get another chance at this." And then a year later, they reached out to me, going, "Hey, it's so regrettable we couldn't do it last time. However, we've got a wizard character, which is sort of a Bernard Black book sort of reference. Do you want to come and have a meeting about it?" And the thing that got me the role, it was not my acting ability. It was whether I fit the costume.
Oh.
So coming onto the show, it's such a positive experience. I've got the easiest makeup out of everyone. So
yeah.
I'm just like, oh, these ears, Paul over here is just going, spraying your entire face,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, oh, these ears are I've got glue in my hair and everything.
On set, Pat and I have to get ears put on, and then that's it. And we sit
And
there
we're the
while-
biggest sooks. We're
while
the
you have
biggest
to put
sooks
things
about
into
it.
your eyeballs.
I've got iris prosthetics, hair prosthetics, ear prosthetics, teeth prosthetics, and then a skin layer on
Yeah,
top.
Pat really felt the full extent of how lucky he was when we went to Ireland, and I had to turn him into Jon Snow.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he was contacts, a fake beard, and a wig, and he was dying.
I felt it was a bit like being buried alive.
But the good thing is he just laid on the floor dead. That was his entire role for the whole day, so it was fine. But we were like, okay, cool, we're not putting a fake beard on you again.
You can't have a sword. Well, what about that one on the table there?
Oh,
No, you
no.
can't touch that one.
I've experienced the tiefling on set thing lately. We've been doing some Baldur's Gate videos, if anyone's seen them. And I've been playing Karlach, and it's a time. The 3 p.m. sensory overload, when you're like, there's so much stuff on me. It's a lot.
I feel you so much.
It's really hard being us. It's
Yeah, actually, let's talk about Flint, maybe. Well, I mean, I feel like a part of your brand, Zach, is being a DM. How does it feel to, like, come in as a performer where, you don't get to call the shots. You just have to do what you're told.
Or do I do what I'm told?
Oh.
Elliot, do I do what I'm told?
Like sometimes, but it's mostly like malicious compliance.
No, I will say, like, it's been very interesting, like, having to learn a script. That was very difficult for me.
Wow.
I'm kind of dumb. And then, but more than anything, it's been really awesome. Like, Elliot is very, very open to ideas. If I'm like, hey, what if I do the line this way? He's like, sure, go. Go ahead.
Like, we're trying to make a character that people might like at home, and here's like Zach just trying to do like the worst possible thing on set. Just an irredeemable character.
I pitched that Flint in a thing that's coming up. I pitched that Flint has the backstory is that he's once killed many dogs, and Elliot was like, "You can't do that, man.
I'm open
That's
to
not gonna fly."
I feel like those dogs in the face and body.
Ah, man.
We could softly test it out here with our audience in a
Yeah.
safe environment.
cheer if you
Would
want
people
that.
still like Flint if he killed a dog?
But how many dogs?
Even Evandra wouldn't do that.
I heard
Is that 5 dogs over there?
Okay, so we do
evil.
under 5 is okay, but more than 5.
Then
We
you've
draw
got
the
a
line at
penchant
5.
for it. You've got it. That's a hobby at that point.
This is for everyone. I mean, we talked about having character, or fitting the character, or rather fitting the costume. But who would you say is most like their character?
Ooh.
Points the finger of shame and accusation.
A wizard?
Is it to do with the ears?
It is my
glue.
giant ears.
What character class do you play in your D&D games at home?
A wizard.
And what character
Yeah,
did you
got him.
play for your first Baldur's Gate run through?
A wizard.
We rest our case.
Which is crazy because he can actually like do sword fighting.
Yeah, I did sword choreography, specifically sword and dagger work for 2.5, 3 years. And ironically, I'm the character that doesn't fight at all.
But good to know. Will we ever see that
Multi-class?
skill
Multi-class?
on
There was
camera?
a person who was doing some sword twirls or something in a recent Elden Ring video we did, but I don't know who that could be.
Who could that devilishly handsome soul whose face you didn't see be?
You do Cloud of Daggers, but you've run out of spell slots, so you just pull knives out and you start throwing
Just
them.
throw knives.
Actually,
Like
written
card
spells
style.
on daggers would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to do the flip side now. Who's least like their character? And how do you tackle, again, if it's a class you've never played or something that you're not
I've
that
never
familiar with?
willingly set fire to anything
That we know of.
that we know of.
That you'll
I'm
admit to.
gonna say Zach.
You reckon me?
Reckon you.
I don't know, the dog thing is coming from somewhere.
Hey, the courts didn't prove anything, all right?
I wish
that's
we could
more
have a
just
banner
Zach.
now saying these are claims. These are not,
Unsubstantiated claims, they
AVCon
are
is
still welcome
not-
in the park.
we are
Legal
not
reasons,
saying
that's a
as
joke.
AVCon hosts that Zach has killed a dog, but we're not saying it.
Legally, you can't.
Legally, I can't.
I don't know if I'm that like Flint. I think Flint is like, if I had no like filter, absolutely, like it was all pure ego and id,
I think that's very similar for most of these characters, though, and I think that's where the
100%.
comedy comes from, is the fact that we're not hindered by a conscience.
I think it was a really interesting realization, realizing that Evandra is evil. Because I really didn't, that wasn't really a conscious choice. It just sort of came out, but it really came home for me. Soy and I were playing as our One For All characters in Baldur's Gate and trying to make choices that our characters would make. And I was like, wow, Evandra really sucks. She's just like punching Zevlor in the face. She's like, I don't care about these kids. Get out of here. It was, yeah.
But, like, the Motor Hobo episode didn't sell you on that?
Look, I mean, we've all been there. Funniest thing is, when I first met my partner, he actually was scared of me because he thought he'd only seen One for All and he thought I was really scary. And I'm like, I'm just a little guy. I'm very shy.
Tavish is adorable.
Yes, at the end of the day, it is acting where, you know, we kind of have to, like, you know, we pull on some parts. Like, you know, there's definitely elements of me where it's just like, yeah, sometimes I like just being a little, like, you know, crazy, you know, psychomaniac person. Like, that's fun. But, you know, and pulling out on that and then getting to extrapolate on it. But yes, no, it's a lot of the time it's just for funsies and also, like, what's on the script as well.
And last I checked, I wasn't blue, so. Yeah.
That hair would beg to differ.
When you are like crafting an episode or going about that, is there anything that has really kind of surprised you? Whether that's come from a cast member that you've kept it in, you know, something that you've thrown it in, or just different dynamics between certain characters that you're like, oh, well, we have to explore this dynamic now between any of them that we've not really seen before.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is these two here. Just like seeing their like relationship behind the scenes, and then like every chance that they'll try to like, you know, make the Velithrin Evandra ship come true.
Listen, we will go down with this ship. Like it's there if you read between the lines. It might not be in the script, but we've got an agenda.
She's the only one who needed actual healing. So it like kind of started that.
Is
that
Velithrin
trade.
the second person that Evandra's made fall from grace? It was the cleric. Not the cleric, the paladin.
Paladin.
The lawful good paladin.
We've got a great record with paladins. I think as well, though, I really liked the dynamic that came with Evandra and Illustrium. We did a great episode that was about fall damage and like Dimension Door, and I just really enjoyed that dynamic of like the wizard and the fighter, because what polar opposites that...
You picked me up in that episode. You picked me up like a rag doll.
Yeah, that was 100% real and definitely not...
It is 100% real. It's all in the triceps.
Amazing. Well, we have certainly yapped, but we've got Lockie coming into the crowd now because we would love to hear what questions you, the audience, have for the cast and crew of One for All. So if you have a question, please raise your hand and Lockie will seek you out. That's right, the glasses are not part of the costume. He is ready to find you.
Hi. So
Hello.
I was wondering, what is your favorite part of playing each of your characters? Like, what is the
You got to keep the mic
funnest part?
closer,
Oh,
right
like
here.
that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you mind repeating that question for us?
What is the most fun part of being each of your characters? Like, the best moment that you've had, both in character and out of character?
I mean, Flint is very fun. I think one of the funnest parts about Flint is that I can mess things up really badly, and it just seems like I'm in character. My very first shoot that I did with One for All, I remember I had to sheath my sword and then continue on talking, and I couldn't get the thing back into the sheath, so I just did like this. And Elliot was like, perfect!
Poetry in motion.
The pure audacity and confidence of Flint in everything, founded or not, is my
completely
favorite part.
unfounded, yeah.
I think very similar to Flint, Nixie definitely has the same sort of energy. And I mean, the lisp was something that kind of came as a natural byproduct of wearing fangs. And so we just kind of leaned into it. And then I think it became a thing of just how many like sounding words could Elliot put into the script to make me say it. So yeah, that's I think that's one of my favorite things is just the fact that like we've kind of found things along the way that just kind of work. I love doing physical comedy in the back of scenes. Like I think because the script is just what the words are being said, but the actions and the movements we do are completely up to us. So a lot of the time it's just like I get the choice to just have that freedom to just do some physical comedy and put some more jokes. I think I've probably put in like a bunch of jokes that maybe I didn't like ask permission for beforehand. It was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this every shot, doesn't matter. I'm gonna be in the background, I'm gonna be doing this thing. And they're gonna have to deal with it.
My favorite behind the scenes for Nixie, it's in when we used to do BTS videos. It's for the musical episode, and it's the big finale, and you've thrown your cape back, and it goes, whoop! And you're just standing there while everyone else is being cool, and just laughing.
I just had to like flick it. Yeah.
I really love, with Evandra, getting to be like a strong, powerful femme figure is really, really fun. And along with that, getting to do like the fight scenes and cool sword stuff and kind of just having that action. As someone who's like a performer and a dancer, it's really fun to explore movement in that way, in the scenes that we do. And also like, my inner horse girl's never going to get over getting to ride horses for a jousting episode. Like, that was the coolest. I think, like, I peaked at that point. Like 12-year-old horse girl Eva just riding high. That's it. Job done. Done for life.
I
don't have a character.
You know what?
I'm also here.
My favorite part about Illustrium is the fact that he just gets humbled in every single episode he's in. And we all know someone who is that insufferable know-it-all that you want to see get humbled.
Nerd alert. Nerd alert.
Nerd alert.
Nerd alert.
That was just improv, wasn't it? And it just stuck. Yeah. And it's been referenced, I think, in every single episode we have together. Nerd.
It's been really fun exploring that dynamic, because that was the first day we met as well.
Yeah, well, my favorite episode, it's got to be the first one I ever did, which was the wizard battle in the library.
Wizard vs. Sorcerer.
Which was... It was a fun episode. It was a hot day, so you could see me sweating in the outfit. I'm so sorry, by the way.
But it made sense because you were so flustered.
I was very flustered.
I was very cool the whole time.
Yeah. It's because I honestly thought I thought I would be there for one day and that was it. So that was just the most fun I'd had. Yeah.
I do like, though, that Illustrium, like, when Nixie gets to wear the circlet, the plus, what is it? What if the plus
Circlet of Intelligence,
yeah,
I think it was.
Circlet. But in that really recent episode, that as soon as Illustrium realizes how smart she is, he doesn't try to, like, he doesn't do the thing you think someone who's that smart's going to do, which is dumb her down. He instead is like, oh my God, who are you? I love you. You're my favorite thing ever. Like, he is so, like,
and then I broke his heart.
Canonically.
Because Illustrium has the tears bad.
Yeah, and he's like, that is the sexiest thing you could ever be, is that smart around me, who is very smart.
The whiz tis riz.
Yeah, and I think that was endearing for, I think, as a character trait, because he's insufferable, but he's also insufferable that he'll make someone else feel bad for not being as smart as he is, unless they are also being a dick to him, which we all are. In terms of Lytherin, I mean, Revivify is my favorite episode, mainly because I got to wail on everyone.
It was the best.
We're good. Like, it's the few times that I felt like a real badass, because the way that Elliot wrote it was very much like the clerics at their limit, it's time for payback. And the amount of people who would message me directly being like, that is exactly what I wanted to do in my campaign, because my stupid players kept running into a battle, and I was the cleric, and they were like, where's my healing? And that's where the whole she wants to be paid to heal people thing came from. I think it was an accident, actually. I think I was supposed to be like, oh, I found a lot of gold on the giant, but I dropped the gold as I was pouring it into my hand, and I was like, ha, 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 ha. But I was like doing it so unhinged that we just left it in.
Some of those healing spells have a huge, cost. So it's very reasonable.
Yeah, I need diamond dust and stuff, I guess. I don't know. Just whole diamonds. So I really enjoyed that one, because I got to have a nice little badass moment where Kendall as a giant just like slayed him and stuff. So that was fun for me. And then I think she's been a little bit more unhinged ever since, actually.
I wonder if in the D&D world, if they'll also take on the technology that turns dead bodies into diamonds. So then you can just start doing like a constant thing of... it's a bit Philosopher's Stone, isn't it, though? It's a bit Philosopher's Stone, isn't it?
Yeah, there's like the spore cleric, whatever, the one that like you keep them alive, but you like cover them in mushrooms and stuff. Maybe you could do the same thing, but it like turns them into diamonds if you leave them for... I don't know. There's got to be some homebrew shit we could do with that.
The players yearn for the mines to keep their diamonds so they can keep doing cool stuff. Thank you so much for that question. Do we have anyone else in the crowd? Lockie, please find them. Lockie, it's all up to you.
Hi. I was going to ask about the lisp from Nixie, but you answered that one. So instead, what's everyone's favorite class outside of the classes that you play in One for All?
Rogue. I love me a rogue.
I love playing a sorcerer.
Pat, you don't get to answer this question, Pat. We already know.
They had those ones in the bank, ready to go.
I love barbarians, but also I'm really loving bard lately.
I always do a warlock.
I have only ever played one class outside of a wizard one time. It didn't work out. It was a bard.
I love paladins. They get a bad rap, but I love them so much. They can hit really hard. Playing about a paladin in Baldur's Gate, it's overpowered.
Just a quick question follow-up. Do you guys have like a multi-class that you love? Because I think my favorite multi-class is a rogue barbarian, because you get to stack sneak on top of your rage.
Loud stealth.
So it's like a, yeah.
Quietly steaming like.
I like the idea of a stealth bard.
Silencer on the loot.
I love a sawlock. They're fun.
I also multi-class being the DM a lot. So that's the main ultimate that I use.
Yes. Get to be everyone as the GM. So. Excellent. Do we have another question from the audience? I think we've got a friend over here.
Get those hands up high.
Hi, I was wondering if you could switch with any other character like to play, who would it be and why?
We've talked about this a lot.
These guys don't stop talking about the body swap
we wanna do a
episode.
body
We're
swap
waiting for it.
Body swap,
If
body
anyone-
swap.
Let's do it.
Who's got the impression of each other? I know.
Everyone
Pat does
has
a really
their
good
Nixie
Zach.
impression. Everyone has their own Nixie
We
impression.
want Pat's Zach impression.
Hey, guys, what are you talking about?
That's pretty good.
I'm a wizard, yeah.
All right, now I want to see your Nixie.
Hi, guys. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. We did a live stream and someone donated money to make me talk like Flint, and it was horrible. I hate it. I was like, please free me. Mine's terrible. I'm not gonna do it. But I would love to swap with either Illustrium, because I think Evandra in a wizard body would be so funny. I feel like she'd take a step and just break the body.
He's fragile.
Yeah. Or Vlithrin, because I just want to be blue.
Yeah, because we're literally trying to bully Elliot and letting us do a body swap episode, like a Freaky Friday element.
So now you guys can bully him too.
Yeah, no, you bully
You
him
can
too.
find him
Body
at
swap.
Tropism on
Pressure
Instagram. His DMs are open.
Set up
Yeah.
a daily
People
message.
have spoken, Elliot.
Yeah, because I want to swap with Nixie. One, because the Nixie voice is really fun to do, but two, because I think it makes sense for a fire-water swap. And I just feel like we had this joke that Nixie does call lightning, and it lights the ground on fire, and she's like, you could do this the whole time? And you thought, why'd you never do that before?
That's actually a very good Nixie.
That was a really good Nixie.
And yeah, I just thought it'd be funny, because like they're both spellcasters, so it wouldn't be unheard of, but it's like, but then we also wonder, like, how does the smarts and stuff, like, if Evandra and Illustrium swapped, would Evandra be in the brain of Illustrium and get their intelligence, or do they get all the stats swapped?
I think you get all the physical stats and you keep your intellect, like
Mental
your
stats.
yeah.
I
so
feel like
you-
that's funnier.
Yeah.
Which means Illustrium would suddenly have his very smart brain, but also a very powerful
Very
body.
strong body.
And
Oh my
Evandra
God,
would be
yes.
like, I'm
Muscle
stupid
villain
and
arc.
weak.
And he just runs
Dumb
away, he
and
never comes
weak.
back. This is my body now.
So
Muscle wizard.
So what I'm hearing is body swap episode when, and a good reminder for everyone to follow Deerstalker and One for All on all the socials so you can bully them. I think we've got time probably for one more question. Lockie, are you on it? I think we had a friend over here who's had their hand up for a bit.
Oh,
Maybe
oh.
we might be able to fit two.
We could do two.
Yeah.
We'll do two.
One.
We're doing two more.
So with the Kickstarter finished, do you think that you'll be able to do all of what you wanted to with the upcoming story?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one because we are sort of we have had funding from Screen Australia in the past, but we have like fulfilled all of those episodes. So now we are back to making it all ourselves. So we're going to try to see how much we can make, but anybody who's ever been like a low budget filmmaker before knows like that goes so quickly. So it would be really cool if we can do the full story. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to, I guess, suffer through it.
We were so hoping for the full movie length.
I mean, I know that we put like just $1 million there as like a stretch goal, never expecting to ever get close to that, but just hoping maybe there's somebody out there like a billionaire like who just
Jeff
happens
Bezos
to
feeling
like
super,
just they might like D&D stuff. So it would have been really cool. But you know, I think we still get to do something really exciting, and I'm very keen to see what we can do with the Nixie origin story, and if all goes well, then maybe we'll be able to do the origin story for another character.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for that question. We've got one more.
Got one more.
They've been very patient.
So patient.
A fabulous outfit, by the way.
Oh,
I
thank
love
you.
it.
It was very last minute.
Just a bit closer to the mic if you
Okay,
can.
okay. Hi. So, crap, hold on. Like, you know when you phrase a question in your head and the moment you start talking, it's all, yeah.
Take your time, take your time.
So we know that episodes are often based off of the funny possible things that can happen in D&D, like, you know, the cleric going berserk over the fact that everyone needs healing, that sort of thing. But are any of the episodes based off of your own personal experiences in D&D?
I think Flint is kind of the amalgamation of every player I've ever had who's refused to learn the rules in any kind of way, of which I've had many.
Something that I like to claim to fame is I ran the first D&D game that Deerstalker Pictures ever played. I had a little one-shot at my house, and Goldie and Goldie, who's our producer, cinematographer over there.
Goldie.
Give her a clap because she's the best. She makes us look so beautiful.
This
and
wouldn't be
sweet.
possible
Do
without
so
her.
much work behind the scenes, you have no idea.
She's the best. But they came and they played D&D at my house, and obviously it was okay enough that they thought there was something in it. But Goldie actually played a tiefling fire sorcerer, and Elliot played a warlock by the name of Anandale that you may have seen in the show. So, yeah, that was kind of the introduction to D&D for you guys.
Yeah, and since then, like, I don't end up playing as much D&D as I would like to, but I do hear all the stories, and I do watch, like, other people's streams, and I think, like, oh, that's a funny moment. So we just kind of take some of those and, like, rework it with our characters and see what kind of shenanigans we can come up with.
Amazing. Well, I just want to say thank you for coming. Thank you to our audience. But if you want to see the wonderful folks from One for All, well, wouldn't you believe there's a meet and greet coming up, which is in the meet and greet area, which is over that way. You'll see them.
Other hall.
We want to make sure that
other
they
hall.
can get to that in time. But in terms of today, you've got the One for All meet and greet. You've also got a content creator panel. Is that correct? That's at
Yeah, so
2?
after the meet and greet, we're doing a content creator panel. So that's going to be with Soylent, Pat, myself. Goldie will be on it. And also, last but...
Zachary.
Yeah, we'll be talking about like our kind of like starting up as content creators. We'll give tips. We'll do another like Q&A portion if you have questions of your own. More informative than like just us talking nonsense.
Yeah, so if you want to see how the sausage gets made, I mean, these guys all make amazing things, which is why we're working with them, and we love to see them do more. So if you want to be just like us...
Yes. And that's today, but don't forget they're here for the whole weekend, including a live actual play DM'd by Zach.
I will be DMing the lovely cast of One for All in a one-shot tomorrow. There'll
And
be
we will
audience
be in costume as
We'll
well.
be all in costume.
We'll be all in costume.
There'll be a lot of audience participation, so please come in for that. You'll be part of the story. It'll get very chaotic
That's
very
at
quickly,
1,
I
right?
assume.
That's at 1 here, right?
Yeah, so initially we're going to go
And then
do our
11
makeup.
a.m., 11 a.m. in the workshop area, I will be turning Fall into Nixie as Vlytherin, because I will already be ready. And I will also have a presentation where I go over some of my favorite special effects looks that we've done through the years and kind of break them down and answer any questions anyone has about that side of things.
There's a little get ready with us.
Oh, also, if you're around for After Dark tonight, Cirque du Cosplay, I'm going to do a little performance on the stage. Right here, 9:30.
It's Baldur's Gate. You have to come. It's Baldur's Gate. It's the greatest thing ever.
I too can be a wizard sometimes.
So lots more
That's
opportunities.
the whiz riz.
Lots more opportunities to see these wonderful folks. Please, can we have a huge round of applause? One for all. Deerstalker, please, thank you, one and all for one and all. Thank you to our wonderful audience for coming out, and I'm sure you all want to race across to the meet and greet section, so we won't take up any more of your time, but thank you. As always, have a wonderful AVCon 2025.